Hey, right guys, Trade Much Joe here, and today we are watching and reacting to episode 1 of One Tree Hill Season 8. I'm not going to talk too much about the season because I feel like I did that in the finale of the last season. We're just going to jump into the Q&A that we do at the start of every single season for most shows that I do, and then we'll of course jump into the tier list and see where I think I got 18 characters that I want to kind of rank up, which is a lot more than I thought it was going to be, but there was a lot of side characters in this season actually. And then we'll of course jump into the first episode. So there'll be timestamps on YouTube if you do want to skip ahead, but if not, feel free to stick around, get some I don't know, random questions that that the patrons conjure up. Some questions I'm like, how did you even think of that? But we'll go with it. So let's start with Edward, who asks, "What was your favourite storyline of the season?" Oh, but these are just I've not read these by the way, so if I kind of have to think for a little bit on some of these questions, then forgive me. But my favourite storyline of the season, definitely not Grubs. I think that's safe to say. I really liked Haley actually. I think Haley's storyline in the second half was really entertaining. I thought Nathan's in the first half of this season was fun, but it was kind of just like more of the same, like, oh, did Nathan cheat, which we've kind of had before, but it was entertaining. But I think, like, in terms of a storyline, they actually did really well. Haley and, like, her mum and that whole family situation, I thought was actually done really well. It didn't get me, like, super emotional because I wasn't really invested in Lydia, I think her name was, Haley's mum. She just kind of was in, like, one episode or a couple of episodes in season 2, disappeared, then popped back up here just to kind of like be killed off, which was the main reason she was there. But they did a good job with it. I think it's like a 3 episode arc, and actually kind of longer than that because obviously it has lasting effects on Haley's character, which we saw throughout the rest of the season as well. So I'm going to go with Haley for that one. Mariah asks, "What was your favourite Brooke and Julian moment this season?" And then there was a reply. Add-on question: Are you finally starting to like Julian and Brulian? Julian and Brulian together. Let's start with the first question. So, my favourite Brooke and Julian moment this season. I mean, they definitely had a lot of ups and downs, mainly because of Alex. I think that's safe to say. I don't really have like standout moments with them. I think because they had so much of such a rocky road this season with the Alexes, they didn't really have many kind of adorable moments together. It was just kind of like they had the bumpy road, they were together, then they weren't, then they got back together, which was inevitable. Now that Alex wasn't kind of in the way. So I don't know about. There's no moment that I can think of where like, oh, that stood out as like a really incredible moment. But to answer the second question, I actually do like them together. I think Julian's grown on me loads. Compare again, I never really hated Julian's character. A character has to be really bad for them to be at the bottom of a tier list, i.e., Mouth in previous seasons. Not even Mouth this season, to be honest, but we'll get into that. But yeah, Julian's grown on me loads. I think he's actually pretty good, and him and Brooke, I'm there for, to be honest. Emily asks, "Do you think Clay and Quinn make good additions to the show, or do you wish Peyton and Lucas were still around?" But yeah, they are good additions. I think I understand people kind of wanting to drop off the show if they were fully into like say your main love for this show comes from the romance between Peyton and Lucas. I like fully get if you'd want to like stop watching the show and then you kind of get the replacement of Clay and Quinn. Obviously, to me, Peyton and Lucas are better characters than Clay and Quinn because we've had 6 seasons with those two characters compared to the one season we've had with Clay and Quinn. But I again, I've said this before, but I'll say again: season 5 put me off Payne and Lucas a lot. They did kind of rein it back in season 6, so they did end on a good note at least. But when they, I mean, I didn't even going in season 7. I didn't even know they left the show. I was just like, oh, we didn't even see them, and then you guys let me know on Patreon that they actually did leave the show. That Hilary Burton left and Chad Michael Murray left alongside with her. So that's understandable, but I don't know. I wasn't there like, oh, okay. Now I'm like debating whether to stop watching the show because there are plenty of shows where if you took away my favorite couple from the show, it would be hard for me to continue watching said show. Let's think, try and think of an example. I haven't got one if we like Gilmore Girls or okay, Vamp Diaries. Say the Vampire Diaries you got rid of. It's not really a romance option, but say you got rid of Damon and Klaus. I'd be a bit rocky, I think, because those two bring so much to that show. But I'd probably still end up still watching that show, of course. But yeah, I get people wanted to leave it, but for me, I thought they were both great additions to the show, and I wouldn't mind if Payne and Lucas were still around, but as like a limited thing. I don't like if they were in every episode. It was just them like raising the kid. It would make sense in terms of storyline that they would be doing that, but I wasn't that because we've seen Haley and Nathan doing that with Jamie. It's like I don't really care about seeing Peyton and Lucas do that. So I could have gone either way with them, but I'm fine with them not being in it, to be honest. Emily also asks, what do you think of the ending predictions for the season premiere? They're not okay. So the ending actually did get me. That ending, I was like, oh, bro. I thought it was going to be fine, but as soon as it cut to Quinn walking in the room, I was like, okay, something's about to go on here because they've just done the "I love you," and something's going to go off. So obviously, what's her name? Kate, is it? I'm not sure on her name, but she's shot them both. I don't think they're going to kill both of them off. They're definitely not going to do that. So it's either going to be kill one of them off or neither of them are going to die. If they were to kill one of them off, I think it would be Clay. Because I think if Quinn died, you've kind of left Clay with a widow. I know he's not married to Quinn, but like he's kind of in that situation again. And then Haley's just kind of lost a mom. Are they going to have her then lose a sister? No. So I think if one of them's going to die, it's going to be Clay. But I'm leaning towards I think they'll both be fine. I think they just did that for like a dramatic ending, of course. But yeah, I thought that ending was. I thought the whole last episode was actually really good, to be fair. Heather asks, not really a question, but I'm surprised how much hate this season gets, lol. I actually really like it. Yeah, this has like the lowest... No, I think season 8 has the lowest rating on track, but season 7 isn't too far behind. So going into this season, again, there's a lot of ratings on track that I disagree with, so I wasn't going into this season thinking it'd be awful or anything, but I thought, oh, okay, we're kind of taking a step down from the other seasons. But again, I think the main reason for that is because Peyton and Lucas aren't in that. I think most people probably dunk on this season. I thought this season was far more entertaining than some of the other things we've had previously. I think season 6 was probably better. I'm still a bit undecided on that, but this season 7 was way better than season 5, and I'd argue maybe better than season 2, but I don't know on that one. So yeah, I get it's on the lower end of what we've had with Tree Hill overall, but I still think it was really good stuff. I think if they can manage to make season 8 and 9 good, then I feel like overall we've had a really great show with One Tree Hill. In terms of entertainment, I think writing and obviously and all that stuff is not the best of the best, but in terms of entertainment when it comes to One Tree Hill, it's some of the best you can have, really. It's just so much fun. So yeah, I was surprised to see how much hate season 7 kind of gets as well, because I thought it was actually really fun. Heather also asks, favourite couple and friendship this season. Favourite couple, the obvious one's Haley and Nathan, but so I'm going to try and steer away from that. Let's go let's go Quinn and Clay. I think they actually kind of had quite a lot of chemistry in this season. I think they started off, I was like, okay, this is like the obvious romance choice, I guess. But as it started to go on more and more, they actually started to really build on that chemistry a lot. So I quite like that. Brooke and Julian are good, but I actually would say I prefer Clay and Quinn, actually. Which I'm surprised by. Who else? Grubs, no. Mouth, no. Is that everyone? Like Skills and Thing, no. Don't care. Dan and Rachel. No. Yeah, we'll go with Clay and Quinn. Obviously, other than Haley and Nathan, they're the obvious choice. So, yeah. And then favourite friendship, I'll go... Nathan and Clay are pretty good friendship-wise, but I'm going to go Brooke and Haley. Even though saying that, they didn't have as many scenes together as I thought they would. Like when Peyton was involved, I'll give that like it did... It's not so much I miss Peyton being with Lucas, it's like I miss Peyton being with Brooke, because Peyton and Brooke's friendship was so good, and we kind of did lose that. So friendship, I'll say Haley and Brooke, but I feel like that could even be better. So yeah, I'm sure there's a better friendship in there that I'm blanking on. But alright, Lion asks, are there any storylines that you wished to have seen this season but didn't? See, I was like worried we weren't going to get much Dan Scott this season, but we got loads of Dan Scott in the first half, so I can't complain about that this time. I feel like every other time I've been like, I really wish we had more Dan, but I mean, he was lacking in the second half, to be fair. But because he had so much to do in the first half, he was basically in every episode. I'm not too upset about it. So yeah, I think not so much storyline wise, but I feel like it's strange that like Peyton and Lucas. Like, Peyton didn't call Haley to like. I know they can't have Hillary Burton come back. Okay, that's fine, but like, just pretend Haley's on the phone to Peyton, or like mention a line like, "Oh, she called because like my mum died." I feel like Peyton, unless I missed that line, but Peyton didn't even try to reach out to Haley to see if she was okay, or Lucas didn't. Like Lucas didn't try to get involved. Like all the drama they went through this season, like none of them reached out. And surely, like, Chad Michael Murray might have been fine with just kind of sending in, like, a voiceover for a phone call kind of thing. I don't know. But even then, it's like you could have just pretended they were on the phone or something. So I thought, again, that's not storyline-wise, but I thought that was a little bit odd. Yeah, not... there will be something. There's definitely going to be something. Because I've thought about it in the season. I was like, oh, you've just dropped that randomly. No. Again, Rachel just kind of disappeared, so I thought that was strange. Because, again, I feel like the one thing with One Tree Hill is they, like, bring in certain storylines and then they just drop them and being like, okay, let's just... Like, Rachel had, like, a whole drug addiction storyline, worked for Brooke, and that's like she hasn't interacted with Brooke in, like, 2 years in the show's timeline. So that's a little bit odd, but... yeah, nothing really. I'm sure there's plenty that is kind of missing, but it's more like they just bring in certain storylines and then just drop them when they feel like it and never bring it up again. I kind of hate when shows do it. That's why I stand by, like, it was so pointless having the scene of like, oh, Brooke and Nathan slept together, because they just went on about it for 2 episodes and then pretended it never happened. Like, that was just forced drama. So alright, JMH Vlogs asks, I say this every season, but why is Dan Scott the GOAT? Because he's bloody brilliant, that's why. Yep, you've said it. Dan Scott is just the most entertaining character to watch. He's not the most likable. He's not even really a good guy, but he is just pure entertainment whenever he's on screen. So Dan Scott is absolutely the GOAT. We love him. Well, I think most of us love him. I'd argue. Marty asks, I wanted to ask, what do you think about Brooke and Haley's friendship? Now that Peyton is gone, Brooke doesn't have a best friend in Tree Hill anymore. So the writers are shifting the relationship with Brooke and Haley into more closer friendship, which I personally love since these two are my favourite characters of the show. How do you feel about their dynamic? And additionally, what do you think about Quinn? Do you like her as Haley's sister? I love Season 7, and I think it's the best season since Season 4. Thank you for your reactions. Yeah, I could see why Season 7 is the best since Season 4. Because I could argue it being better than 6, and it's definitely better than 5, so... yeah, I can definitely see that. As for Haley and Brooke's friendship, I mean, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I feel like they could do a bit of a better job. I think there's, they do have a friendship and there's chemistry between the two actresses, obviously, but they just don't have many scenes together. I feel like there should be more. Like, I get Brooke was there for Haley when her mum died, but it's like, I feel like if Peyton was there, it would have been way more of kind of a support system. So, while they do have a really good friendship, I hope they kind of double down on that in Season 8. We'll see. So yeah, they have a really great dynamic. And you asked about Quinn. Yeah, I really like her as Haley's sister. I think she's actually a really great addition to the show. So yes, we'll get onto that in the tier list, of course. But Samantha asks, which characters or storylines surprised you the most, and what storylines are you most interested to follow in the next season? Alex completely surprised me when she first came into the show. I was like, oh my god, please can we not? And then she actually ended up being one of the better characters, I'd argue. So Alex's storyline really surprised me. Haley's mum kind of surprised me, because it was just kind of seeing the whole family together, and I thought all the actresses did a really great job with that storyline as well, so that was a good surprise. I think more in terms of their acting than the storyline, but because obviously you're going to win anyone over with like, oh, Haley's mum's dying, like, you're like, okay, that's just going to be sad, but I think all the actresses did a really solid job with that. Dan Scott was obviously entertaining, fun, but that's not a surprise, we all knew that. I think actually Julian directing the film, I thought like, if Lucas, because we just had Lucas trying to get his film made, for 2 seasons, and that was bland. I didn't enjoy that. So Julian directing the film here, I actually kind of had fun with that. I thought that worked more, because you had like his dad being part of it. That was a whole mini storyline. Then Alex, which is a mini storyline. Then that other actor who took the sex tape of Alex, you had a mini storyline there. Then Brooke, who was making the costume. So it felt like it had everyone involved in it, instead of it just being about Lucas. It was Julian and plenty of other people, and it made Julian's character better as well. So that surprised me. I guess I could argue Grubbs' storyline surprised me how boring it was, so that's a surprise as well. As for stories I'm most interested to follow in the next season, Um, let's go with Alex. Alex and Chase. I want to see more Alex and Chase, and I want to see just more Alex, to be honest. But and Quinn and Clay, I feel like we got a lot of this season. So while I'm intrigued to see what they do, I'm not like they're the most curious in terms of storyline if they survive. I'm pretty sure they're going to survive. They're not going to kill both of them off, but yeah, we'll go with those two as well. Brooke and Julian, we've got a lot of, so yeah. I'll go with Alex. I want to see more of her. Alright, Fry asks, now that Jamie is older, how do you feel about the kids' storyline and them focusing on that? Like, how do you feel that we see a lot of Chuck and Madison too? Okay, so Jamie, how do we feel that they're focusing on the kid's storyline, but he's older now? I thought they've always done a good job with Jamie. I think they do overdo it sometimes. Like, it's like, okay, we need to fill in some space. Let's have Jamie dressing up with Nathan and they can play Guitar Hero. And it's like, okay. But then you have a really fun one, like when he went on the treasure hunt with Quinn, and it kind of adds to the storyline. And Jamie's kind of wholesome anyway. Like the whole, like, even just pointing out that treasure hunt when he just does his little speech about and then burying the treasure. It's just like, oh yeah, we're going to leave this treasure for someone else who needs it. It's like, oh, Jamie. He is cute. So I feel like Jamie does work. I think if Jamie was annoying and they focused on him as much as they do, it would kind of put you off the show a bit. Because he is in the show a lot. Sometimes a bit too much. But yeah, I feel like, to be fair, now we're getting season 8 and 9, they can start to do a bit more with Jamie. I think if they have season 8 here and it's just Jamie kind of up to shenanigans again, that's going to start to be a bit like, okay, we get it. Can we do something more with Jamie? And they've done a lot with him, to be fair, in terms of like being told about death, like when it came to Q, and then Haley's mum, so his grandma, like being told about that. And I think they're really interesting scenes, kind of how Jamie deals with that. And also Jamie kind of interacting with Dan, I thought were really interesting scenes, not that we got much of that this season, so maybe more of that would be quite cool. But yeah, hopefully they do a bit more with Jamie this season, and instead of just doing the whole Jamie's up to something silly again. Well, that is fun, I think sometimes they do overdo it a little bit. So yeah, and then he says Chuck and Madison. Who's Chuck? Who is Chuck? I genuinely don't know who Chuck is. Oh, is Chuck the? Oh yeah, Chuck's that weird kid. I don't care for Chuck. I don't really care. And Madison's the teacher, I think. I didn't add Madison into the tier list if she is. Madison's okay, but she's not like anything. Madison Landry. Oh no, Madison's classmate of Jamie Scott. I don't know. I think I remember one scene with Chuck and Madison. So yeah, I don't care about either Chuck or Madison, but Jamie's cool. We like Jamie. Right, Melissa asks, first off, thanks for your reactions. My pleasure. Thank you for watching them. If you're still watching these One Tree Hill reactions in season 8, then I applaud you. That's a lot of time dedicated to watching these reactions, so I really do appreciate that. But alright, so thanks for your reactions on another wonderful season of One Tree Hill. I really do love season 7, and I can tell that you enjoyed it as well. I did. I really enjoyed season 7. Way more than I thought I was going to. It's one of my favourites of the entire series, and one of the more underrated seasons in my opinion. I thought the new additions and the refresh of the show worked great. Yeah, I feel like they needed to kind of... I feel like they did the refresh in season 5 with the time skip, but they did not follow through on that with season 5. So here, I know they didn't do a time skip, but as a refresh, I think it worked a lot better. I thought the new... what were your thoughts on the direction, and were you surprised at how well Clay and Quinn fit in with Nathan and Haley? Yeah, I thought they did great with Clay and Quinn, to be honest. I think they could have been really boring if they didn't play it right, but they managed to make them pretty likeable early on, actually. I remember the first couple of episodes I was on board with Clay, and then Quinn took a couple more, but she was pretty good. Then Alex took a lot longer, but she got there eventually. I think their dynamic is wonderful, and you really buy the close bond that they'll share with each other. It's like they've always been there as a great support system for Naley. Do you have any favourite storylines or moments from the season that stand out? What about favourite? So favourite storyline we spoke about a little bit. Favourite Naley moment. I kind of like Nathan. Like we had all the fun stuff with Nathan in the first half for sure. Like, or did he do it? But Nathan being there for Haley in the second half and trying to bring her out of this depression, and help her when it came to her mum's death. Because she obviously took it hard. Anyone would take it hard, obviously. But yeah, seeing Haley like that was something we've never really seen before. So Again, just Nathan being there for her, I thought was good stuff. And how do you like Brooke and Haley's growing bond and friendship with Peyton gone? Spoke a little bit about that. And what do you wish for Dan Scott? Do you hope he finds redemption? I love that we're on season 8 now and we're still trying to see if Dan Scott can find redemption. He killed Keith in season 3. So season 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now we're on season 8. He was never going to find redemption in those 2 seasons and here when everyone found out. These 2 seasons he could have, but he was barely in that season, and here I don't think he found redemption, no. He's still just this depressed mess who no one wants to be around. It's like the same thing, but he just manages to make it so entertaining. I don't know how they do it. It's just the same thing with Dan, but I can't say I'm invested. I hope he does. I actually really hope he does by the end of the show. That would be like the moment. I'm not saying anyone needs to forgive him, because that would be silly. Like, Nathan comes up to me and goes, I forgive you, Dad, for killing. And me, no. And Lucas definitely not. But some form of redemption where people just kind of want to give him another chance. Because it's been years at this point. It has been years. I think if Dan had just killed some random bloke, they would have come around now. But the fact it was Keith is really what he shot himself in the foot with. So we'll see. All right, we got 2 more people. So Jaina asks, or Jana, or Jaina? I'm not sure on that one, so I'm sorry. But who is your favourite of the newer characters? You will find out when we do the tier list. I'm not going to spoil. Nice try, but I ain't going to spoil that one here. But you also asked another question: is do you think they could have handled Peyton and Lucas leaving better? No, I think. Did Hilary Burton know at the end of season 6 that she wasn't going to return for season 7? Because the last shot I remember of them all is them driving away in the car to leave Tree Hill. So that's kind of like, I think if they didn't do that and then you start season 7 when she decided to leave and they're just like, oh yeah, they've just left, that would have been more weird. But I think the fact that we got the shot of them in the car driving off at the end of season 6, I feel like that kind of, I would have liked a few more kind of, oh, Lucas, I just chatted to Lucas on the phone. Again, we didn't need to see it, but some little moments like that, I think, could have, just to make them feel like they're still part of the show in some way. Or not part of the show, but part of those characters' lives that we still have, because they'd still want to call them, I'd assume, and chat to them and stuff, but we didn't really get any of that. So, leaving, no, but I think they could have handled them being involved in the characters' lives a little bit better, yes. And then Haley, kind of cool that we have Haley asking the last question here, but is there a storyline you wish wouldn't have happened this season? Oh, Millie on drugs, I did not care for that. And Grubs. That Grubs stuff could have been cut out. I know I've had some people comment saying they really actually like the Grubs storyline. I get that, that's fine. I didn't actually mind Grubs when he was just the bartender and whatever her name is when she was just there. But when they started to add his romance and him making the record, it was like, oh, and it was just like this guy with a fedora, like walking around making music, and it's like, yeah, you've got a good voice, it's fine, but I feel like we had this with Mia, and it's like you're kind of just doing it with Grubs now, but Grubs is not even as interesting as Mia, which I thought I'd never say. Also, you asked for a storyline I wish would have been added as well. Someone did. Add in Brooke meeting up with Sam. That was weird that Sam, I don't know, I feel like Brooke and Sam should still have some sort of connection and interaction. I find it weird that Sam's still in Tree Hill, I think, because she's just with a real mum, but a real mum's in Tree Hill, I think, and she just hasn't gone to see Brooke. Like, her and Brooke spent months together, and Brooke brought Sam into like a place where she's like likes the person she is in some way. So yeah, I feel like even if it's just for like 1 or 2 moments, if they just kind of spoke or something, I thought would have been really nice. So yeah, I find it strange that Sam is just not in the show anymore. So that was a previous question, but so yeah, storyline that didn't happen. Grubs you can get rid of, and Millie on drugs you can get rid of. I didn't care for that at all. Like Millie's whole redemption thing, I've just gone so off Millie's character. It's like, oh my god. All right, thank you for everyone who asked a question. I enjoyed doing these, so we'll do another one obviously at the start of season 9, and that'll be the last one. So we'll have one more Q&A, and then I might do like an overall video just to do like a One Tree Hill Q&A. So we'll do one at the start of season 9, and then we'll do one after we've finished the show, because I feel like it's such a big show. We could ask quite a few questions on that. All right, let's jump into the tier list next. All right, so I've got the tier list here for season 6, which we'll look back on in a second. But I've got quite a few characters here, so I'm not going to spend too long talking about them. We'll just kind of speed run through here. I feel like I always have the same image of Jamie. I just search up Jamie, and they have like no images, little tiny squares, and then this image. I'm like, okay, we'll just get that one. All right, let's put Jamie in... I'll say really good. Like I said, he's kind of more of the same. He's like, you know, the wholesome kid who's not actually that annoying. Okay, well done. But he does have some wholesome moments, and he could be a lot worse. So I do hope they do a bit more with him, like I said. But yeah, Jamie, really good. Clay, is he in the greats? No, I don't think he is. I think he's really good. We're going to put Clay there. I think out of the 3 new additions for the new characters, I'd put Clay as the weakest. Like, he is likable, but he's a little bit boring sometimes, if that makes sense. So, yeah, again, we'll see what happens with him at the start of the season. But if he lives, I hope they do a bit more with Clay. But to be fair, I did like his whole dead wife thing. I thought that was a kind of nice little twist that they did in that one episode where she was actually dead the whole time. I thought that was cool, but that was just more because of that storyline, not so much because of Clay as a character. So, yeah, Quinn, we're going to put in the greats. She's, yeah, very likable. I liked her dynamic with Haley. I liked her romance with Clay. I like that she had her own personal storyline as well with her art show and stuff. So, yeah, Quinn, pretty likable. We can put her in the greats. Is that Millie? Also, I did someone dirty. Yeah, Victoria, I did dirty with this picture. I apologise, Victoria, you deserve better than this. But again, you had no images whatsoever. This is Millie, because Brooke's here crying, of course. Millie, I'm going to put in... for this season... Do you remember like the first couple of episodes of season 7 when I was like, oh, Millie, this version of Millie is going to be sick, like boss Millie. I was like fully hyped for that. Like Millie just being a boss, having loads of employees, like just being sick. I would have loved that. And then they just ruined her after 5 episodes because then she's like an addict, and her mouth ruined, which I was never invested in anyway, and pushed all her friends away. It's just like, okay, we've kind of saw this with Rachel, but fine. I'm going to put her in tragic. Honestly, I could not have cared less about Millie in this season. They started off so well with her, and even when she went into like the modelling stuff, I thought that was good stuff. And then she just fell off for me. Very unlikable, and I just did not care for the storyline, if I'm being honest. I feel like because I think if Tree Hill was one of the first shows I'd ever seen, I'd have been fine with it. But because I've watched so much TV now, I've seen so many storylines of like a likable character who becomes an addict, who becomes unlikable, but then tries to get into everyone's good graces again. I've just seen it a billion times, and this one was no different, so that's probably why. Julius Caesar. I'm going to put Julian in... I'm not going to go the greats. I don't think he's great, but I do think he is really good. I'm going to put him above Clay, actually, yeah. Yeah, he's gotten a lot better. So still not great for me. I don't love him. He's still very goofy, but he is likable, and I do like his chemistry with Brooke, to be honest. So yeah, we'll put him there. He's on the right track. If he continues as he is, maybe he'll be in great by the end of this season. We'll see. Alex, all right, Alex. When she started off, tragic, absolutely tragic. Then she worked her way up to mid. She's like, hey, you know what? You're not too bad. Then I'd argue she worked herself up to really good, like with the last kind of third of this season. And then I'd say by the end of this season, I'm putting her in great. I think Quinn's my favourite of the new 3, but Alex is a close second. I think she had some of the better storylines of the season. I liked her chemistry with Chase at the end, and I would argue I liked her chemistry with Julian. I'm going to just say it. I think she had good chemistry with Julian. And yeah, I feel like she had a character arc. Not a lot of these characters had an arc throughout the season. Alex definitely did. And I hope they kind of stick with what they're doing with her into season 8. So yeah, I ended up really liking Alex way more than I thought I was going to, because when she first got in that show, that was a rough start. I think it was meant to be, so you can kind of come out at the end of the season and be like, oh, look how far she's kind of come. So yeah, I really like Alex. Mouth, you're not going in tragic, my friend. Hail the Lord. Mouth is not going in tragic. He's just going in mid. Oh, well done, mate. You're not in tragic. I feel like Mouth is continuously fighting a battle between being in either tragic or just mid, and he's in mid this time. He's not as bad as he has been before. Granted, he wasn't in this season as much as he has been before, but yeah, you can go in mid. You exist, Mouth. You still exist in the show somehow. And still sleep with everyone in Tree Hill somehow. I think the only person Mouth hasn't been able to pick up yet is Victoria, and that is wild. I'm pretty sure he slept with Dan Scott at this point. I wouldn't be surprised. Skills, how the mighty have fallen. Do you remember when Skills was at the number one? I think it was for season 4. Skills was at number 1, and now I'm gonna be honest with you guys with Skills. This hurts me to do. You know how much I loved Skills back in the day, but I'm gonna have to be honest with Skills. Mid, better than Mouth, but mid. That is so sad to see. He's just like, I don't know. He's really good with Jamie still. I feel like that's still really good stuff. But what's he done this season? He just left for his job, then came back, punched Mouth in the face, and got a bit upset because the girlfriend he dumped hooked up with someone. Okay, it was his best friend. That probably is what hurt more. But yeah, I'm not bothered about Skills at the moment. He was so good. Like when he was a coach, he wasn't as good as he was in season 4, but he was really good as that. And then when he was with Deb, I thought that was fun stuff. And they just kind of, yeah, he just kind of exists for me. I don't love him that much anymore. So he could still bring it back, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. Taylor. Taylor's a hard one because she is very unlikable, but that is her character. And again, kind of like with Alex, but done in a shorter amount of time, where it's kind of like, okay, they kind of came through at the end, like when Lydia died, and she kind of brought all the sisters together in like her final moments. I feel like that wouldn't have felt as satisfying if one of them wasn't a complete arse for the entire time. And her being in denial, I feel like Hayley was just wanting to be there for Lydia, look for cures, or look for ways to help her. Quinn was kind of like just in shock and doing her own thing for a bit and trying to bring the family together. And Taylor was just like the one who's like in denial, like this is not happening. I'm not entertaining this, see you later kind of thing. So I like that they all handled it a bit differently. So I'm going to put Taylor in... Taylor's a hard one because she was very, very unlikable, but and actress did a really good job with her character as well. I'm going to put her in really good, just there. Yeah. I think she was, like, likability wise, she'd be in tragic / mid, but storyline wise was really good. So, and she wasn't in it as much, to be fair. So, oh yeah, her dating David. I didn't put David here. He'd be in mid, by the way. But like the character I'm putting here, David would be in mid, and the character that Mouth and Skills wanted to get with, she'd be in mid as well. Just to get that out of the way. Victoria, I'm gonna put Victoria in great there. Yeah. Really fun. I love a dynamic with Brooke now at this point. I think they've done a really solid job with making Victoria actually likeable. So, yeah, we can put Victoria in great. Lydia. Okay, here's my thing. Lydia had a really amazing storyline, arguably one of the better ones of the entire season. But as a character, it's like I was invested in the storyline because I felt bad for Hayley, not because I was like that fussed that Lydia was going to die. It's kind of like when Peyton's mum died. I was like, okay, I feel bad for Peyton, but I never really loved Peyton's mum as a character. Oh my god, do you remember when Peyton's dad came back into the show? What a waste of time that was. They speed ran that. I'm going to put Lydia in... I'll put her in really good. She was good, but I'm going to put her at the bottom. I can't put her in mid because she was very, very likeable, to be fair. So we'll put her in really good. I feel like Taylor just was more entertaining, but Lydia was... what's it? Miranda? I think Miranda's actually a name. Mid. And then Grubs can go in tragic, straight down to the bottom. There's romance. Miranda was a little bit more likable because she was a bit more fun, and she didn't wear a fedora. But Grubs, oh my god. No. Do not, I swear, if they have Grubs and Miranda in season 8, I'm going to shoot myself. I don't want that, please. Please do not have Grubs and Miranda. Or just don't have them have a storyline. We'll have to wait and see, but these two were not it. Chase was barely in this season. He's still likable, and they kind of hinted at maybe a romance between him and Alex, which I think could definitely be a thing. But I'm going to put him in mid for now, probably there. He just, again, kind of like he always does, he just doesn't really do anything. I think he peaked in, was it season 4 or 3 when he was in it? That was it. People love Chase. I still don't get it. He's fine. I still do not understand the love for Chase. Alright, on main 4. I mean, I think we know where they're all going. Hayley's best of the best, as she always bloody is. Just a great actress. Actually had a really solid storyline this season. Had great dynamics between plenty of different characters, like with Nathan, Quinn, Brooke, Jamie, Taylor, Lydia. She had like connections to most of these characters, so they did a really solid job with Hayley this season. Nathan, he's a little bit goofy and doesn't know what to say sometimes, but he is still very, very likable. And I thought his storyline that they had in the first half of the season with the cheating storyline was just fun, just good entertainment. Did he do it? He didn't, but there were parts where you maybe thought he did. So yeah, I like Nathan. I'll put him best of the best. Why not? He's best of the best. He's a little bit silly, but Brooke's still amazing. Still arguably the best actress alongside Bethany on the show. I mean, easily, actually. Brooke and also Sophia and Bethany are arguably. I'm going to put Hayley above Brooke this time, just because I feel like Brooke's personal storyline was Julian. Okay. I think Brooke's storyline in season 6 was better with Sam. I think that was a far better storyline than she had anything to do with in this season, but still an amazing character. And then we've got my boy Dan. I'm not going to put him at number 1 like I usually do, but I say usually. I think Hayley's always at 1, to be honest, but I'll put him there. Yeah, he wasn't in the second half of the season, obviously, but he had a lot to do in the first half, and that was really fun stuff. Also, I've not added Rachel here. Rachel would be, again, likability down in the bins, but entertainment-wise, Rachel's always kind of fun. So, top of mid / really good, I'd say, for Rachel. Again, I wasn't going to add just everyone, but alright, this is our... Ooh. Oh my god, skills. Look how far you flew down. Yep, same picture for Jamie, by the way. Oh, Gigi. I'm watching Yellowstone. If anyone's watched Yellowstone, by the way, it's a pretty good show. But actress who plays Gigi is one of the main characters in that, which is pretty cool. But oh, Mouse gone up. Well done. Mouse moved up. Chase has stayed exactly where he is. Julian's gone up. Victoria's gone way up, which is good stuff. Deb, I just didn't even bother adding Deb. She wasn't in. Was she even in this season? I don't know. Millie's gone way down. I think Jamie's stayed. Yeah, Jamie's like literally in the same spot. Well, I mean, I think that's fair. Luke's and Payne were in this season. Oh, skills. Yeah, you flew down, my friend. That's unfortunate. Nathan's gone up. I mean, I could make an argument for Nathan to be in great still, to be honest. Like, he could... Yeah, I'm not fussed, but it's fine. I do love Nathan. Yeah, I'm kind of a bit disappointed Sam wasn't in this season, but she would have been a good addition to season 7, I think. Yeah, Dan, kind of the same. Okay, so the order of the top 3 is the same, apart... Well, that's the top 3, apart from, is like there's only 3 characters. But I've switched Hayley and Brooke around. Brooke was way better. Brooke's storyline was better in the last season with Sam, and Hayley was better this season because of like her mum's storyline. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that list. I think that's all pretty good stuff. Alright, there we go, guys. I'm going to take a 10-minute break, so I've been talking for 40 minutes straight. When you just talk non-stop for 40 minutes, you kind of realise, oh, you know what, I need a drink and something else, I guess. But, alright, thank you for watching. I don't know why I'm saying that, because you're going to jump straight into the episode anyway. Episode 1, Season 8. Our next, 24 episodes, and then we're on the final season, guys. So... boom, switch over. Thanks for all the questions. Tier list, boom, let's go. A new season.
Dear Lucas.
Dear Lucas.
I know I can call you, or email you, or Skype you, or
oh, yeah,
there's something about putting pen to paper that feels...
We're picking up on one of my things I said in the Q&A. That's good. There you go. This is what I was meaning, guys, and they knew.
And I miss you.
That hat does not miss you, though, Haley. I don't know about that one.
I think I might get a place of my own. Maybe stick around a while.
At least you've seen Alex, because you kind of worry, like, oh, well, she just left the show as well.
Perfect. Well, almost. Say you'll go out with me and then it will be.
Oh, was this last season? Alex has got a good smile. I'll back that. Yeah, this was last season. That post is horrendous. I love it.
I'm pregnant. I think it's gonna be a girl.
Yeah, let's watch these two get gunned down again.
Hey,
Everyone's favourite moment of last season.
you're falling asleep. Why don't you go to bed?
I like it here.
I like it here
Probably
too,
should have stayed there, actually.
but you sleep like a rock and you're too long to carry.
See, these two are adorable.
I love you too.
There we go. See, here I was like, oh, okay, yeah, One Tree Hill. As soon as it cut to... Wait for it. That. As soon as it showed this, I was like, no, something's going on. Quinn! Oh, I shouldn't even hesitate.
What's wrong?
Wait, it was a dream? No, it wasn't. It was not a dream.
You okay?
It was not a dream.
I'm fine.
No.
Come here.
No. No,
What
it
happened?
wasn't.
I must have fallen asleep.
I hate that.
You're okay.
If that was a dream.
Fine. We're fine, okay? I'm right here.
What if this is the dream?
I always will be.
Is that it? Oh my god, I think that's... I think he actually dreamt that.
This night,
No!
the way you look, the way you are, my life.
Here's an idea, guys. If you have a cliffhanger to the end of your season, do not ever have that cliffhanger be a dream. That's not good. Imagine like The Walking Dead season 6, like Negan's introduction. It was just a dream. Rick's dream.
We have a boy.
Then we'll celebrate. Try again. I miss that laugh.
So yeah, don't ever be depressed again, Haley. That's what Nathan's thinking.
That ring looks sexy on you.
Oh my god, I'm gonna shoot myself in the bloody face.
I've been thinking about this whole we're not able to have a baby thing. I was thinking maybe we should try for a few hours.
You are not gonna last a few hours. I don't even make how you can... Yeah, bro. You're chatting some waffle.
Tomorrow.
Oh my god, Julian.
Sounds perfect.
He's like, wait till you see this. Ejaculates instantly. It's 100% gonna happen. The end. No way. What? Guys! They brought the intro back, what the fuck? You guys kept that one a secret? You little weasels. Oh my god, that's just... I've never been so happy to see an intro in my life. Oh, I love that. I love that. I've missed that so much. Well, like 3 seasons without it.
Hey, so I was thinking you might want to come out on the road with me this season.
Who dropped it?
Yeah, you just got to keep your grades up. Help your mom out around the house like I know you can.
Oh, looks like we're gonna have another baby.
Really? Yeah. Sweet. I'm totally gonna have a brother like you and Lucas, Dad.
That's such a Jamie response. I'll see you later. That is not Mia. No. No.
Hi.
Oh my
Hey.
god, Chase.
Didn't reply because
Morning, boyfriend.
Ha! Get right. Buy me yesterday's news, am I right? Well, I won't worry about it. Oh, Julian, what happened to going hours and hours and hours and then all day tomorrow?
Good morning, fiance.
Oh no. Not again.
What, have you pooed the bed?
You smell amazing.
I can't believe that was actually a
Did I
dream.
ever tell you that?
What if they're doing the whole, like, this is the dream? But then people would have been at the hospital to visit them, so I don't know about that. They would have spoke about it. I wonder if they couldn't get the actress back, the one who shot him. So they're just like, we'll just drop that storyline, get it wrapped up.
Is that a phone in your pocket, or did my feet do that to you?
I didn't bring my phone.
What, you think his dick vibrates?
Nope. That's totally crotch.
Right, hey, if that don't turn you on, Quinn, I don't know what will. Clay saying that. That's totally crotch. What the fuck? What have I just witnessed? This week about Quinn's feet, and then his dick vibrated and said it's totally crotch.
Alright, now do Boston.
Get out of the garden, Scott. You should have stayed in the car, you retard.
Oh my god!
Don't say retard.
What you saying? I heard someone call you that in Boston last year.
Alright, but you don't say it.
Hey, 2010.
Los Angeles.
Yeah, so I was thinking sushi. Yeah, I'm at the game.
I can't believe
Nah,
it.
I don't know the score.
Oh,
Not even
God.
watching. Man, Nicholson got wrinkly.
That was just the word they threw around in every. They used it last season as well. Alex said it in that one. Didn't they like New as a rules? Like, we can say it, but we can only do it in the first episode of every season. Other than that, nope.
I just started babbling about the birds and the bees, and he was just sitting there looking at me like my dad was totally my hero until this very moment when I realized he's actually a complete ass.
Well, he was going to find
Said
out
he's
at
gonna
some
talk
point.
to you.
I'm not sure what kind of job the boy can get with his third-grade education, but...
You can homeschool him. Look, I feel bad about the timing of this and everything with the pregnancy. And
My depression.
yeah.
Pesky depression. You can't say it, Nathan.
Have you spoken to Clay today? I've been trying to get a hold of Quinn. I want to tell her that we're pregnant, but she's not answering her phone.
What if they have been
Actually,
shot?
Clay has this.
And they don't know, because that could have happened last night in the show's timeline. I bet they have been shot. They've thrown us off with it. Now I'm conflicted.
I stopped by there on my way out of town. I might have to give them the talk too.
Yeah, because you did so well with it the first time.
Because we've only seen them by themselves. Like, on the beach, it was just them two. So what if that's like Clay's visions?
Brooke, I'm on page 3 of the first script.
So, does that mean you're gonna read all day instead?
Why? What'd you have in mind?
There we go. Yep, there it is. Gotta...
Grease 2?
Oh, gee whiz! I wish he said that. I would have even been surprised. I don't know, I've got no more phrases for Julian.
Get ready for my lightning.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Ain't living that one down. Even though you don't live that half the stuff you do, Julian.
You guys, speaking of that, I'm pregnant. Don't hate me. Bye. Congratulations, selfish baby haver.
Oh, such a weak congrats. Ah, congratulations, you're pregnant. Nice one.
I'm sorry about the boyfriend comment. I mean,
Don't be.
not that I said it, but
Me needs to be put in a place. Bye.
on second thought, I guess I'm not really sorry about it.
There you go.
It's fine.
Alright. Well, they're by themselves on the beach. I kind of get what they might be doing
You guys
there.
take that job in South Africa? Clay? You okay?
He's going to start
I
bleeding.
just realized that I haven't seen a single person on this beach the entire day.
Boom! It's connecting.
No.
I mean, do you know what that means?
It means we're dying.
What?
Skinny dipping.
Okay. Well, he'd be like, why am I bleeding? It's like I've been shot! And then it'll cut to him on the floor like... Something like that.
A little selfish, though.
Totally selfish. They already have Jamie and we can't even have one.
So greedy.
Go find Sam.
Kidnap this.
Or maybe you could meet me in the bedroom and I could romance your ovaries some more until they surrender.
Oh, Julian, romance your ovaries? Brooke, why are you sleeping with this male? What the fuck?
Brooke Davis,
That guy looks well
Totally
pissed.
joking about the kidnapping thing.
you're under arrest.
What? Wait, why? What did I do? Julian! Julian!
He's hidden away. I get involved in that.
Did you hear Brooke and Julian got engaged?
Jeez, what else happened in Utah that I missed? Alex and Chase.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
You didn't hear about that. You saw it, Mia.
Hey, speaking of slutty, congratulations on being pregnant.
Oh, thank you, I think. Just don't ask me to explain it to you. I know, I'm a nerd.
Fair enough. At least she says that. Then you have Julian, who's just so unself-aware.
And good luck, by the way.
Why?
Alex's roast pick me up.
Mia, I want you to know that I'll always care about you, but I want to try with Alex. As long as you don't try and get back with Mia, we'll be fine.
Here. No.
You're paralyzed, son.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I just want to run some tests.
What now? What now? Go on, let's get this out of the way.
Here.
I need to run some tests.
Everything okay?
Just want to run some tests.
Oh my god, what are you going to do to us? You're going to kill off the fetus, and Nathan's going to lose his arms. Why is she in prison?
So your mom's gonna meet you at the store with Millicent, and your attorney should be there shortly. Is there anything I can do?
What? I think it happened. I feel like I missed something. Car crash. We actually went through the whole season without a car crash last season.
I was just arrested and
For what?
explored by a woman with a mustache and man hands. When you
He
look
shows
up
a
bad in the
woman then.
dictionary, this is it.
I had her.
What?
Man hands.
Thanks, Millie.
Yes, I sure as hell am being dramatic because there are 3 people who run this company.
Actually, 2 lately.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means that you have been a little absentee of late.
And you've been a little slutty of late.
Okay. Throw that one out.
By Alexander.
Maybe we should all
Jeez.
just calm down.
Great idea, Millie. Do you have any cocaine we could snort?
Yep, knew that was coming. 10 minutes away. Do you have any cocaine we can snort?
Accounting fraud?
Right.
Financial misrepresentation?
Okay.
What are they talking about?
They're saying that we lied to our investors about our profits.
Okay.
Did we?
Brooke,
Don't speak.
You're not the boss of me.
And 0 is a size, by the way.
And 50 is an age, by the way.
Got him. I mean, she looks good for 50, so I don't know about that.
I'm not 50.
Okay, stop.
I mean, if you're 40, I'd be a bit worried, but...
No, it's not a mistake.
Cool, so... business is done then, that's... good start to the season.
I can't believe your parents talked to you about the SEX. That's so cool.
Yeah, this is great.
I tried. Yeah, that was before I disabled your parent protection settings.
Get wrecked, Jamie.
That back, it's no big deal. It is a big deal. I'm not supposed to mess with that, I promised. You want to find out where babies come from or not?
Don't do it, Chuck. Don't do it, man.
Okay, I guess I'll type in... Mom?
Pornhub.
No.
Mom.
Lady and rabbit? Ooh, put sex in there too.
No, don't do that. Do not do that. Do not do that!
Ew, what the heck is that? Hey, my mom has one of those.
Okay, Chuck.
I didn't do it. I don't like it.
She starts crying.
Sex with her.
It wasn't like that.
What do you mean it wasn't like that, Chase? You either did or you didn't.
That it doesn't matter.
It does matter. It wasn't like that.
But you like her.
Mia, you broke up with me by text message.
Yeah. Get gone.
yeah, but you were in Utah and nobody talks on the phone anymore.
Mia, you're not wiggling out of this one. Bye.
Alex asked me out in person.
And what'd you say?
I said yes.
Hell yeah, my boy did.
And Chuck wanted to mess with the computer. I said no.
She did it anyway. 2 weeks, no computer, no cell phone.
Ooh,
Make
can't
it
text
3.
all his buddies.
Don't understand about rabbits and bees and eggs and basketballs.
Oh, he's gonna make you feel bad, isn't he? Your whole business is a lie!
I said no.
What? Where's Mouth? Is he hiding in that bookshelf?
When I figured out what Victoria was doing, I said no.
But you did it anyway.
Yeah.
You know how she is.
Once a company's financial integrity is challenged, it's over. Integrity. You remember this?
I don't. What actually is
That
that
was my
check?
first sale in Trio.
Oh, no, yeah, Millie bought it.
You wrote that check despite Victoria.
I remember that.
You stood up to her that day.
But you didn't stand up to her now, did you, Millie? Why can't you just cover up evidence? I don't know. Maybe not the best idea.
Thought I'd stop by Clay's on the way out of town, tell Quinn to call you.
They're on the floor bleeding out. Maybe they are just actually fully dead and they're in heaven.
Don't make me ground you. You've seen how I lower the hammer. I don't mess around.
I have. It's pretty scary.
Nah.
Haley's the best. I say this one a few times every season, but I'm going to just say again. Nathan won at Life done. I don't know many shows where a couple stayed together for 8 seasons long. Get right, Mia. That bitch! Bye! See ya! I'm glad she's writing a letter to Lucas. Oh, jeez. I'm watching an advert. What the fuck? Why is that so goofy? Oh, the green screen.
It must have been a surprise, me and Chase.
No, not really. It's what you do, right?
No.
Pick up couples.
Not really.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Okay.
But not this time. You screwed this
Brooke
up all by
and-
yourself, didn't you?
Yeah, Julian, yeah.
By the way, I plan to make him happier than you ever did. You should probably just give up and move on. Okay?
Oh, I'm with Alex. Let's go. Is Alex meant to be like the villain here? And everyone's rooting for Mia? Because that ain't gonna fly with me. That won't be a thing, but we'll see. Maybe Alex will take it too far and start killing Mia's family members. Oh, it's done. It's like fully done. Okay. They speedrun that. That little controversy.
You went to bed and something terrible happened. And I couldn't save you.
Why didn't you tell me?
Pushing the grass down with the camera.
Because I didn't want to run today.
There we go, big reveal. As we wrap up the app, they'll be on the floor. I'm bleeding. Is it going to say it? Yep! The classic. It did actually happen then. There you go. Okay. My little Marty moment at the start of the episode is debunked now. Oh, Clay's fully dead. He's been shot right in the chest. She'll be alright. She's in the side. So Clay's surely dunsies.
In a dream.
It was reality.
Clay!
It wasn't a dream. Clay has to die here. He got shot here, and he's been bleeding out for a few hours now, at least. If anything, I'd argue that both should die. I don't think Quinn's going to, but if they both survive that somehow, oh my god. Alright, there we go, guys. That is episode 1 of One Tree Hill Season 8. Pretty good start into the season. There's some storylines that I felt like they speedran the Brooke thing very quickly. Like, she was arrested. Oh, the business is done. It's like, okay, cool. So we've just speedran that, I guess. So that was fine. I was a bit worried about the Quinn and Clay thing. I did actually think it was a dream. But then I think like 15 minutes in or something, you start to realise, oh, no one's contacted them and their scenes together is just them two by themselves. So that will make sense. So then, yeah, it kind of started to become obvious, which is good. Chase and Alex, I think, have chemistry like they just do. I'm so more into them two than I was with him and Mia, so that's good. And yeah, Hailey being pregnant, wholesome. We had some more wholesome Hailey moments, which was good to see because it has been a while, understandably a while, but yeah, that was nice to see. I think a pretty good episode. And we got the intro back. We got the intro. That just made me happy. I hope they keep that up for all these episodes and the final season. So yeah, rating, I'll go I think 7, just a base 7 out of 10. It was a good start into the season. Nothing exceptional going on here, but it was good stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the episode down below in the comments. Obviously, Patreon will have every episode up by the time this one's on YouTube. They would have finished the show. But I'll see you next time for episode 2. Until then, take care. Peace.